The Canola School on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by BASF Canada and Invigor Hybrid Canola.
Hi, I'm Amber Bell and this is Real Agriculture. I am here today doing a canola school with Kaeley Kindrachuk of SAS Canola, and we're going to talk about disease testing and why it's important and what it looks like and what you should be doing. Hi Kaeley, it's really nice to be here with you. Nice to be out here in Saskatchewan. It actually was really sunny like 5 minutes ago.
Right. Yeah, this is just Saskatchewan.
It is, hey? So we're going to talk about disease testing today.
Yep.
Let's start off with like why we should be doing it and what we should be testing for.
Sure. So all throughout the growing season, farmers and agronomists are scouting their fields physically in the field. And this gives us a lot of good information, but we can take it one step further when it comes to canola diseases and knowing exactly what's in our fields. So we can't manage what we don't know. So that's where the disease testing comes in and can help us confirm what's in the field. So it can be very valuable for canola diseases like Clubroot, blackleg, and verticillium stripe.
Okay, and how does that differ from scouting? Like, what does that look like?
So when we are testing for disease, we're taking physical samples out of the field and sending it into a lab for confirmation. So when it comes to Clubroot, we're going to be taking soil samples to look for the Clubroot pathogen within the soil. And when we look at blackleg or verticillium stripe, we're taking stem samples and submitting it to the lab.
What decisions can producers make with the results of the disease test? Like they get it back from the lab, what does that mean out in the field?
So it can help when you are making decisions for that canola field in the future. So when we are looking at Clubroot, for example, the results come back in spores per gram of soil. So we know if the pathogen has been detected and at what levels. When we look at blackleg, it comes back as presence or absence of Leptosphaeria maculans. And then if it's present, the lab will also tell you what races were present on those canola stems, and verticillium stripe is reported as presence or absence. So this can help us when we are trying to choose the right canola cultivar for the field the next time canola is grown. So when we are looking at the blackleg races that could be present in the field, that's really helpful as canola seed companies are now starting to label their varieties with the major resistance genes. So that can be matched with the genes that are found in the field or the races that are found in the field. And it can help you to choose the right variety so that you are choosing the right resistance package for that field.
Okay, so a producer has decided, hey, we're going to send this to the lab, we want to get tested. So what are the proper techniques for actually going and taking that material up from your field?
You're going to take the soil samples from the high traffic areas of the field. Water runs, field entrances, low spots, those types of places. Submit the samples to either the Ministry of Agriculture regional offices or Discovery Seed Labs, and then the results will be available in the early winter and will come only from a Saskatchewan agriculture staff member and will only be given to the submitting producer or agronomist. It's important to note now that those results will not be given to any RMs because a positive in the pathogen detection in a soil sample does not equal visual Clubroot symptoms. So it will only be given to the farmer or the agronomist. And then also to note, SAS Canola is advocating for Clubroot to be removed from the Pest Control Act in Saskatchewan. We feel that it has served its purpose on the Act and it doesn't need to be included in the list of pests anymore, but that doesn't mean that it's not still a very important disease for canola farmers in the province. What we're doing now with the biosecurity, proper crop rotation, using resistant cultivars and surveillance is really important, and we're going to keep up on it, and we'll continue to invest money into research for Clubroot into the future.
Oh wow, so what does that mean? What would the outcome of that be if it's removed from the Pest Act?
Farmers are the best people to manage their crops, and they've been managing Clubroot well in the province, and so we're leaving it up to the farmers to be able to manage on their own. And when it comes to blackleg and verticillium stripe, we're going to be taking the stem samples from the field. So we're looking at about 9 to 10 inches from the crown, including any infected portions of the stem. Drying them in a paper bag and sending the dried samples to the lab. So you're going to want to sample for blackleg and verticillium stripe around that 60% seed color change or swath timing. And those results come from myself or somebody at the Ministry of Agriculture, depending on how or where the sample was submitted. So when you receive the results in the fall, you can make that decision for that canola field for the next time canola is grown on that field.
Oh, that's great. That's really useful. And okay, so you mentioned that SAS Canola is offering testing. Can you let us know like what that costs, what that looks like, how producers can get more information on it?
Yeah, so our disease testing program is free for Saskatchewan canola producers. So with the Clubroot, you got to call in and get a soil test bag, and we'll send that out to you, or you can contact a Ministry of Agriculture regional office or a SARM plant health technical advisor. And then with blackleg and verticillium stripe, again, call our office, we'll give you a testing code, and what that code does is basically just tells the lab that it's part of our program and to bill us accordingly.
Oh, that's great.
So program details will be announced in July, and then we'll be sharing that through our social media, newsletter, texting, so producers can visit our website and find all the information for taking soil samples and plant samples there. So we also do have some field days coming up to focus a little bit more on disease identification. If there's farmers or agronomists who maybe want to ask some questions while out in the field and they just maybe need a little bit more support. So at ECRF in Yorkton, ICDC in Outlook, and NARF in Melfort, toward the end of August, we will be having some disease identification field days in partnership with Saskatchewan Agriculture, the AgriArm sites, and the Canola Council of Canada. And we're going to focus on disease scouting, identification, and taking samples to submit to the program. So details for that will come out in July, and everybody is invited to attend.
That's great. It's wonderful to know that there's so much support for canola growers in Saskatchewan.
For sure, yeah. And if anybody ever has questions, feel free to call SAS Canola and let us know.
Wonderful. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's wonderful and a lot of information. I really hope that you guys get out there and get your fields tested. So that was Kaeley Kindrachuk on Real Agriculture.